Hello Reformers, and welcome back to a revisited version of the 5th edition of Phantasy Calradia. And I gotta say that I am enjoying myself quite a lot here, and I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, really, Phantasy Calradia is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the better mods for Warband that I have ever played, and I'd highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Anyway, we are currently in a siege defense. Yeah, I know. Bit weird, right? Yeah, it never usually happens. It's very strange that we are pitted against the Riders Majocracy right now, because usually they're kind of not really wanting to do these things. So it's pretty cool that we do get a chance to eliminate them in such a way. And oh yeah, also bear in mind that I have done a little bit of weakening at Wolfmead Castle. And then they decided, hey, you know what? It's about time that we retaliate. And that's exactly what they've done by attacking us here. Now, Wolfmead Castle has a similar setup to, well, let's just say that the setup is awful. It's one of those. It's the thing where you go into the courtyard and you get absolutely murdered by every kind of archer, and it's kind of annoying as well because of the fact that they have a wide variety of different elven units, and these elven units are, well, kind of insane. They can kill my Blazing Hand Inquisitors very quickly, and let's just say that that is not something I want to see. No, that is not something I want to see. What I do want to see, however, is this absolutely fantastic weapon. Now, you may be wondering, well, You've modified the game file somewhat, haven't you, Reformist? No, I actually haven't. This is the Scimitar of Speed, and suffice it to say, it's pretty fast. It has a rating of 170 in terms of its speed, and, well, you can see that it is insane. Just crazy. Crazy fast. And basically, it's only limited by how fast you are, actually. So, if you can click really fast, if you can, attack, as much as your heart's desire, then obviously you are going to have a really good time with this weapon. Now, I actually forgot that I had this weapon beforehand, but I found it in the Wolfmead Siege, because I was just thinking to myself, oh, okay, let's have a look at, what he's currently wearing, and all that sort of thing, because I didn't even familiarize myself with those details when I revisited the series to begin with in the previous episode. And so I was pleasantly surprised to find this. So yeah, the Scimitar of Speed is fantastic. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Really, it is just an extremely solid, massive damage dealer, and you're able to, well, kill anything, really. Kill anything. I mean, the only thing that Vederan obviously has that is a little bit worrying is the fact that he's not really very well armored. He can die very easily, and does die in actual fact, so, it's definitely something that you want to look out for. I mean, like, for example, now, I'm making mistakes, and that's what's happening, I'm dying. So, even though I have a pretty godlike weapon, it is still easily capable for me to die, so I guess that's where the balance comes in, because obviously if it oh yeah, just as I get hit there. Yeah, but obviously that's where the balance comes in, because obviously many of the enemies in Phantasy Calradia are pretty harsh, they're pretty powerful, and they can kill you very fast. Like, for example, that the clay golem just came up there. He shouldn't have been able to kill me right there, because he had a very long weapon, and the weapon in question doesn't really, if you're taking into account the physicality and the location of the actual damage dealing part, the head of the mace, then it's unlikely that he would have dealt that much damage. But, they're clay golems, and they're huge, and they just, well, murder everything. So I can't really say anything about that. But anyway, the point is, we can die, just as I have. I'm lying on the floor there. Not very nice. Yes, I'm a bit disappointed by that, because I was having a lot of fun with my Scimitar of Speed, but oh well, never mind. Now, that's the thing. We can survive quite a long time thanks to our healing spell. Now, the healing spell obviously is, limited. It is finite. It is not an unlimited amount of, you know, invincibility, I suppose you could say. Because it does enter you into an animation, and that animation is going to play unless you switch your weapons. You can cancel the animation if you so desire, but I decided not to do that this time around, just because I wanted to see how long the animation actually was. Otherwise, you know, you can pretty much survive quite a long time, but that it all depends on your faith energy as well, and that does get depleted quite quickly. Now, apart from that, many of my forces, many of my companions actually, I should be more specific there, are fantastic. They're really, really amazing. I've looked at some of them because a couple of them leveled up in the previous episode, and I think that I would like to show you one or maybe two companions in particular, because they're pretty interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot about this small bug. Yeah, there are a couple of races in the game that cannot climb into keeps because they are either a little bit smaller in terms of their models. So for example, the AI has a difficulty with dwarven models. The dwarves and apparently the drow are having a rather difficult time of getting inside here. Wow, that looks like a fiendish... Look at that weapon. You do not want to get caught on that. That is going to absolutely eviscerate anything that it touches. But thankfully, yeah, I don't think we have a problem about that at the moment. I think we're pretty good. Kill that stone golem, please. There we go. Yes, they killed it. Alright, so seems like, yeah, it seems like we have 14 enemies remaining, and it seems like we are having a bit of a tough time here eliminating the last couple, because this drow and this drow, these two drow right here, are just blocking the remainders of the opponent's forces. So we might just have to retreat here, which I don't really want to do. I do want to achieve victory and then maybe take them on a field battle, because I don't really... I mean, yes, the siege defenses are all very well and good, but they are over in a flash. They are very, very fast. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would be an idea. Oh, now they're able to... yes, now they're able to enter. That's a bit weird. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. There we go. Okay, so we lost a grand total of no one. Yes, do you see that? We, specifically, lost no one. We lost 22 to wounded, of course, but to death, nothing. And 10 of our allies were eliminated. That is mainly due to the fact that the enemies are mostly using blunt weapons. So that's pretty awesome. Otherwise, there you go. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, also what I did when I was off screen, I actually made my way to the Blazing Hand territory in the northeast, and I decided, hey, you know what, we're not actually at full capacity. We could do with a couple more Blazing Hand units, so I went over there and recruited a couple of novices, and hopefully they're going to be leveling up pretty nicely. So we are, as you can see, at Jelkala here. They are attempting to take this. We have a wide variety of adept mages, journeyman mages, apprentice mages, all kinds of mages. You know, it's a buy one, get one, it's actually a buy one, get 10 free, apparently, at the store for mages. But yes, otherwise we have clay golems and stone golems, of course. And we have a... Whoa, okay, we actually have an archmage... Oh, an archmage with a very, very large contingent of units. I'm a bit worried about that, actually. Okay, well, let's just go in here and see if I need any food. Let's take this food. There we are. Yeah, I also have a mace of disruption as well, by the way. So if I did want to take some prisoners, then I could quite easily do that, because this is blunt damage. You can also destroy the undead with a single strike, which is amazing in itself if you are going to go up against the Delthasum Empire, for example, which we have already eliminated, of course, but the option is there to use the Mace of Disruption. Alright, so let's have a look. I recruited 42 novices, and as you can see, all 42 of them have leveled up, and we now want to get the Blazing Hand Footman. Oh, I just can't wait, because I have a feeling that if we are going to enter into any kind of battle here, we're probably going to have a bit of a hard time, you know, because that guy that we just looked at has about 30 adept mages and 15 expert mages, so that's going to be a bit harsh. Anyway, I wanted to show you one or two companions in particular. Now, you may be looking at this fellow and you may be thinking, oh, he's got mismatched armor. That's pretty awful, isn't it? Well, yeah, it is actually pretty awful, and I don't know why he's wearing this helm. I have no idea, actually, why he's wearing this helm. He should be wearing something so much better, but I have no idea why he doesn't. Anyway, the point is, this is a magical bow that you can buy from the merchant at the 4 Ways Inn, which is exactly where the Gnomish Bank is. And I'll show you where that is just after this. If you don't know, I mean, if obviously you've seen this series before, or you've played the mod before, then obviously you already know. And otherwise, he also has this, a Quiver of Plenty. It creates new arrows every few seconds as long as there is one left. So he can shoot forever, which is pretty cool. Now, apart from that, is there anyone else I need to show you? I actually don't know. I mean, most of these are fantastic. They're just really, really well leveled, well statted. I mean, you can see here that I have basically 9 in every medicinal skill. We have 10 in engineering, and, well, 7 in entertainment, because we're a kind of heavy charisma build, so entertainment is kind of good to have. But anyway, let's wait here for some time, see if they... Oh, they're running away. Of course. Of course they are. And this fellow, should we actually just... Okay, I'm just gonna go in against this guy. I don't really think it's actually... I don't think this is actually gonna do anything. Oh, we actually... Oh, okay. We did get him. That is amazing. I was not anticipating that at all. I thought to myself, oh no, we're not gonna get him because he's already knocked unconscious, but wow, we were pretty lucky there. Alright. Yes, bandit mages. They become necromancers, as far as I remember. Yes, well, I think they do at least. I think if you level them up into renegade mages, then they become something else that is in relation to necromancers. I could be wrong about that, but maybe it's in the older version that I'm thinking of. But anyway, Wolfmead Castle was all the way over here. I weakened them so severely, but then I got eliminated and I had to retreat and so on and so forth and do all that stuff that I told you about earlier. Anyway, shall we go over here? I don't know, we're nearby. It might be something for us to do. There is an elf over there as well that we could potentially say hi to, but I don't think we need to really. I think we're at peace with the elves, I think, at the moment. Let's actually just take a look at that. We haven't taken a look at that for quite a while. Yes, we are currently at war against the Swadians. And, of course, the Riders Majocracy, and that's it. Otherwise, everyone is kind of fine. The elves are still in the game. That's kind of perplexing to me. I'm actually not sure how or why they are still in the game. I have a feeling that the dwarves are going to be really hard to eliminate, but there you go. There's a drow fief over there, over here. They've actually spread out quite nicely, the drow, a little bit here. And I don't see any elven fiefs whatsoever, do you? I don't think so. Whoa, okay. Apparently the Riders Majocracy spread out all the way to the southeast. Well, that's kind of strange. Very strange. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, just look at the map. It's all absolutely fantastic. It is all under the protection of Sanctus Bellicus, which is, of course, our faction name. Alright, so let's take a look at Fallwynne Castle. It only has 130 units here. We should be able to take this no problem at all. I mean, just, do you see how quick that is? The engineering prowess of Ninok, it knows no bounds. It is just crazy fast. Alright, so let's head in there, I guess. I mean, there's not much I can do with the exception of just, you know, getting in there as quickly as possible and, trying not to die, yes. Yeah, that's also an issue with fighting these fellows. They are going to absolutely bombard, well, everything out of you. You know, if you brought the kitchen sink, then they're gonna destroy that. They are certainly gonna destroy that. They're gonna melt it, actually, because obviously fire. Can you go? Go, you imbecile. Okay, apparently I'm gonna have to do this myself. I don't know why he's taking such a long time to move forward, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so my goal here is to try and survive and to get all of them attacking me in melee. You know why? because they're terrible in melee, and I don't want them frying me any further. Yes, I would appreciate not being on the grill, and as you can see, they just do absolutely no damage with their weapons, because, again, they have no strength. They probably don't have any power strike. These guys, however, probably do, so probably need to be a little bit careful of those, but anyway, yes, that was my plan there, because, you know, the longer these mages are allowed to bombard us, the longer they have to, well, just wreak havoc, and we don't want them to do that. So, yes, let's try and kill this stone golem here. These stone golems are always kind of a pain. And, oh, yes, oh, that's very nice, isn't it? That is so cool. And if you don't know what I'm talking about just there, one of the Blazing Hand Inquisitors, or a couple of them, healed us. Yeah, and it's not just healing us, it's actually an AoE heal as far as I'm aware, so you don't even need to worry about the other units in your company, because they're just going to heal each other. And I don't know whether the previous tiers of the Blazing Hand units have access to heal. I think they might, but the Blazing Hand Inquisitors have access to the Flame Strike thing, the Flame Strike spell, which is pretty damaging. It's pretty okay. I mean, when I use it, it's absolutely awful, but when they use it, it seems to deal a lot of damage, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe they just have a little bit more in faith than I do. Maybe that's it. But, yeah. Otherwise, I think we are absolutely fine. And look at them. They're actually a bit smart as well, because they went around the side. Then we just kind of spread out to every facet of the keep and just eliminated everyone in sight. And as you can see, we lost a grand total of 9, which is just crazy fast. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's take some clerics. Is there anyone else here that I can take? I have 6 spaces, so we might want to make good use of that. Let's get some more Blazing Hand infantry, and maybe they'll have a couple of others. Otherwise, I'm just going to take some random units. I mean, I do actually... no, I didn't keep those? Are you serious? Okay, apparently I swapped out the clay golems. Oh yeah, because obviously they are part of the Riders Magocracy, so, you know, morale problems and all that sort of thing. There's a Master Mage. A Master Mage would be pretty fun to take around, so shall we just... I don't know whether I want to do that really, because, again, morale below average. I don't really want to have that guy spoiling the mood of everyone else. Yes, let's probably try and prevent that. There's a Nord Shaman there. That might be pretty nice. Okay, let's take that Nord Shaman, why not? Alright, so otherwise there's 42 additional footmen, and they're going to become infantry pretty fast anyway. Alright, so was there anyone here, by the way? Was there anyone here that I could potentially take prisoner? I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't look like it. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so this is the situation. I've obviously forgotten, because it was years ago that I played this mod. But, point is, these guys are the guys that I've given fiefs to, and I actually saw a bunch of comments on a previous video of this series that said, give the castle to Mazrob, and that's the thing, he's not actually in this list, which is a bit weird. I am actually unsure what's going on with that, because he helped us. Mazrob actually did help us to take a keep way back when, and I'm very surprised that he's not actually in this list, because he is helping us. So, I don't know. Bit weird. Anyway, I'm going to be giving this to Divinarth. There's a good reason for that, because he becomes... Oh, he goes to 100. Ah, okay, so that makes no difference whatsoever? Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, so, if you don't know, I retook Viancourt Castle in the off-screen time, which was really easy, because I just asked for their surrender. They only had 21 units there. Pretty easy to do that. And... well, I thought to myself, okay, let's give it to, you know, Mr. Ore Tracker, because as we know, in the previous series with Arcane Deathbloom, Mr. Ore Tracker was an absolute beast. He was our savior many, many times over. And I just thought, okay, I'd try and reward him somewhat, which is pretty good, you know? I thought that was pretty good to do. And so he got to 100 relation, and then I thought to myself, okay, that's great, because in native... as far as I remember, at least, because I only played native a couple of months ago, but in native, when you get a vassal's relation to 100, then that relation stays there. Now, I'm not entirely sure if I'm thinking of another mod at the moment, because I do play a lot of them, so I could be getting a little bit mixed up, and I hope I'm not. but that sounds a bit fishy to me, you know? It's just like, okay, so in native, they have the ability to raise the relation to 100 with a particular vassal, and then that completely negates any reduction from giving that fief to someone else. So in theory, you can have all of your vassals being really, really happy. I could be wrong about what it actually is in terms of, you know, what mod. It could be native, or it could be... What have I been playing lately, actually? No, I think it was native, actually, so... Bit weird that that's happened, but oh well, never mind. Oh yes, Marnid! Marnid is using his spells. Do you see that? Look at that, he's throwing his green orb. I don't even know what the green orb is. But hopefully it's something cool. Hopefully it is something cool. Okay, so we're being healed, not by me, by someone else. Let's heal again, and then we'll use Terror. Yes, Terror is very good. We want to try and scare everyone into running away. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh dear, I'm dead. I think I'm pretty much dead. Am I? Oh, could I get another? Oh yes, oh there's a heal. I did not do that, by the way. I did not do that. That was not me. That was crazy. Okay, that was a real clutch heal right there. That's fantastic. Alright, so let's just try and clear the way for all of our units here, and then we can spread out throughout the keep and hopefully eliminate the rest of the mages. But this is my point as well. If, and I say this very, very loosely, because I don't think I ever attacked the Ridus Majocracy Fiefs with Arcane, and that's our Necromancer character from way back. But I don't think I ever attacked them with him. And so that kind of makes me wonder if it's even possible for you to... Well, I think it probably was back then, because magic, as I said in the previous episode, back then was extremely powerful. So if you have two extremely powerful forces on either side, they're just going to eliminate each other, aren't they? So that's, I guess, a bit of balancing there. But I'm gonna say now exactly the reason why I feel like magic maybe shouldn't be nerfed as much as it is, because dwarves. And I know I mentioned the dwarves in the previous episode as well, but if you think about if we were playing as the dwarves right now, let's say we were playing with the dwarves and we had an entire army of, what are those guys called again? Are they dwarven paladins or something along those lines? Or, yeah, I can't remember actually. I used to use a bunch of their units with Arcane as far as, or with Vederan? I'm not entirely sure. It has been over 800 in-game days, so obviously I've done a number of different things. But anyway, the point is that if we had dwarves outside the walls there, and these mages were attempting to attack us, I mean, let's just take a look at Vederan's skills for a second here. How much magic defense? He literally has only 3 magic defense. Yeah, and dwarves have about, as far as I remember, 6 or 7? Maybe even 8, dependent on what kind of unit it is. So, if you think about that, and that you think about the nerf that came to magic, then the dwarves are going to be invincible. So, that is... there's something to think about, I guess, but... Yeah, I guess the dwarves probably are the most powerful faction, with the exception of the Blazing Hand. But again, the Blazing Hand are probably going to be a little bit weaker, because the Blazing Hand do tend to rely on the Fire Strike skill a little bit. And, you know, if you are unable to deal a little bit of damage with the Fire Strike skill, and obviously the magic defense that the dwarves have will completely... just make it useless, then yeah, then it's just down to prowess in combat, and as we know, dwarves are probably going to be a little bit better than us in that regard. So that's pretty interesting, I guess. But anyway, we are going to get to fight them eventually, so obviously that is that's coming up. It is coming up. Alright, so we get 3 more infantry to level up there, and I'm not going to take any loot. I mean, I really don't even need to take loot, to be honest. It's absolutely pointless, really. So, okay. How is everyone doing here? I don't even know who I'm supposed to give things to, because I keep thinking to myself, well, you know, Kagar. Let's give it to Kagar. No, he's absolutely fine. Okay, so who's bad here? No, it seems like everyone's fine. That's a bit weird. Oh well. I mean, I guess we're fine anyway. I mean, I could probably go around here by myself and still achieve victory because the AI does tend to take quite a bit of time to capture things. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.